we went to the congregation and said, we think it's important for us to build a building that might give us a chance 100 years from now to still be a congregation that's doing great work in the community, a building that will be iconic, that will be a sermon in architecture on the exterior, and on the interior will connect people to God. And that became really our driving passion, was two things. One was our last sanctuary was just a large, big room. And we said, we heard people say the church feels too big. And so we said, how do we create a room that feels more like community, a smaller, more intimate space? This room seats 500 more people than our last sanctuary, but it's 30% smaller in footprint. Brings everybody closer together. We have 3,500 seats within the infield of a baseball diamond. We started in a little funeral home chapel, McGilly Chapel Funeral Home at 123rd and State Line, and that's where our name came from. We thought, what's a good name for a church meeting in a mortuary? And we thought Church of the Resurrection was a pretty good name. And we used to kid around and say people were just dying to get into our church during the week. We'd show up on Saturday. My wife and I sometimes would push the casket back to the casket storage room. There was somebody who was having a visitation that day, and then we'd set up for church, and then we'd pack it all up, and it'd be a funeral home again. I don't know that this building will be here 800 years from now. I would hope and dream it might be, but I do think 100 years from now it'll still be providing a place where people gather to find hope and meaning and purpose in their lives, to find God and God's love, and to be sent out by Jesus to go back out in the world to serve God in the world. And now as we're going into grand opening, I am so excited. I'm excited to share the building with the community. I'm excited for people to come in, because I think, when I've stood at the door, just watched people walk in, and every person who walks in, I listen, they'll go, wow, wow. Or they'll be like, they'll just be in silence. I've watched people walk in and tears flow down their faces when they see the stained glass window, and to a person, I've had people say, I feel God's presence in this place. And so then you add to it really beautiful music and, robust congregational singing, and hopefully a message that will touch people's hearts. And it's just a great space.